Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here and I have no makeup on today because we are testing a brand new foundation from bareMinerals. This is the BarePRO Performance Wear Liquid Foundation. I did receive mine free of charge to review from Influencer. However, this video is not sponsored. Nobody is paying me to make it. We're gonna test it. We're gonna see how it works. Before I slap this on my face, I'm gonna give you just a little bit of product info. This foundation is available at both Sephora and Ulta. It retails for $34 and it is available in 30 shades, which sounds great, but if you go and look online, it seems that most of the shades are catering towards fair to medium skin tones. There are only maybe 6 or 8 deeper shades. Basically, you know a shade range is really light if I am shade number 4. In most foundation shade ranges, I'm more in the 1 or 2 range. Right now, I have the shade 04 Aspen. I have not even tried this yet, so I don't know how good of a match it's gonna be. In the bottle, it even looks a little bit light to me, but we'll reserve judgment on that until I actually apply it to my face. This foundation claims to be a 24-hour wear foundation. Please don't wear your foundation for 24 hours. Don't sleep in your makeup. It's supposed to be full coverage and have a natural matte finish. We'll see how that plays with my dry skin. I tend to prefer more dewy or luminous foundations. This also says that it's self-setting, so I'm not gonna be applying any setting powder today unless the shade is way off and I need to kind of help it out a little bit, but I'm hoping to just test this all on its own. This foundation also claims to improve texture and hydration of the skin over time. I'm gonna read a little bit from this card. It says that it contains papaya enzymes that gently exfoliate your skin's surface to promote cell turnover and improve texture, while bamboo stem extract gives a naturally matte, soft focus finish. So this foundation is claiming to do a lot of stuff. We're gonna see if it holds up to those claims. I really wanna test the coverage, so I'm not gonna do any color correcting under my eyes. I do typically like to use my Benefit Erase Paste to do a little bit of under eye correcting. I'm not gonna do that today. However, I am gonna apply these 2 primers. I'm gonna use the Too Faced Primed and Poreless around my nose, chin, and center of my forehead where I have more pores. And then I'm gonna use the Too Faced Hangover RX on the rest of my face just to add a little bit of extra hydration. I always wear primer under my foundation, so I feel like there's no point in testing a foundation without it because this is how I'm always gonna wear it. Okay, moment of truth. I'm gonna take some of this foundation on the back of my hand now and we'll get a look at how the shade really looks. Okay, it doesn't look too bad. This does seem very liquidy. This may be a little light, a little warm for me, we'll see. Now that I've applied it to my face, I'm gonna use my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion brush and just blend that into the skin. Looking real ghostly right now. I'm just using a damp sponge to press the product in to my skin. Hopefully this will make it look a little bit more natural. So it's looking pretty matte. Okay, I think that the finish looks much, much better after using a damp sponge. I used my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge and I just kind of pressed that sponge into the skin to kind of help the foundation sink in a little bit. The color match is actually not too bad. It may be just like a half a shade too light for me. So that really only reinforces my thinking. If shade 04 is like borderline too light for me, that's saying something. This is a pale foundation range. It does feel like it's dried down. It doesn't feel sticky to the touch at all. I don't feel that I need to use any setting powder to keep this in place. I think that a natural matte finish is a pretty good description for this. It doesn't feel too matte. I don't think it looks dry or patchy on my face. I am gonna zoom you in so that you can see the texture really up close on my skin. So here we are, up close and personal, dark circles and all. And I do think this looks really natural. It looks nice, it feels nice, it doesn't feel heavy. However, I do not think this is full coverage at all. You can definitely still see all my little freckles and spots and redness and stuff around my nose. And I have this guy right here that didn't really get covered up at all. Typically, I don't like matte foundations. However, I do like the texture of this one. It looks very light, it looks natural, it feels good, but it is definitely not a full coverage foundation. I'm not gonna pile on another layer and try to see if I can build it up. So I'm gonna go off camera and finish up my makeup, and then I'll be back to check in a few hours and let you know how this has been wearing for me. I am back after finishing my makeup and going about my day for a few hours. It's been about 5 hours since I applied this foundation. So let's do a little check-in and see how it's holding up. So here's a close-up of the foundation. I did not use any setting powder here. I really just did concealer, blush, and bronzer, but no setting powder, and I also didn't use a setting spray or Fix Plus. I do think it's looking a little bit dry, just like mostly around my nose and my chin area. I feel like it looks a little dry through here. And as you can tell, it's definitely not full coverage because this is a teeny tiny little blemish and it is definitely showing through. I do feel that I need to wear this a few more times before I really give a thorough review on it. So I promise to follow up more about this on my Instagram page later. If you want to know how this wears for me after a few more tries, then just make sure you follow me on Instagram and I'll keep you updated there. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with this. I do think that it looks really fresh and natural, especially given that it is a matte finish, and usually matte foundations look terrible on me because I'm so dry. This would definitely benefit from a little spritz of Fix Plus. And when I continue to wear this in the future, I'm gonna use some Fix Plus or maybe like a dewy setting spray or something like that, just to help keep that dry appearance down a little bit. I think this foundation would be particularly good for you if you have normal skin. I don't think this would really be matte enough to help control oil if you have really oily skin, because it is kind of working for me and I have really dry skin. I do think this is probably perfectly formulated for normal skin. So if any of you have tried this, please leave a comment and let us know how it worked for you. I'm always so curious about how these kind of products perform on different skin types, so let us know. I'm gonna leave a link to Influenster in the description box. If you're not signed up and you're interested or you wanna learn more about it, you can just click that link and check out Influenster. Again, not sponsored. I don't earn any money from that link, but if you're curious, it'll be there for you. I'm also gonna list the makeup that I'm wearing if you wanna know what's on my face. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Oh, this is a very crooked frame. Can you straighten yourself out now? Yikes. Two-faced poor, I almost said two-faced professional. Awkward. Set this with the I'm